Now that we have the um, concepts and keywords mapped out, I'm going to take these, use search engines, and just kind of sketch out the, the rough idea for the mural. So in this section, I basically want to take you from ideas and keywords, and from those ideas and keywords, we're going to have a collection of images. From those collection of images, we want to create a concise mood board. And from that concise mood board, we want to take that and create our rough draft or our rough mural mock-up. So first I want to introduce you to another tool that I use. It's called Snagit from TechSmith. It comes on PC or Mac. And this is a program that just allows you to capture images, videos quickly. And this is what I'm going to use to quickly pull imagery and kind of build my image. Now, I won't go through installing it. It's just like other software. Download it, install it. And you can see right here the Snagit little pull out application. So you'll see this pop up as I start going through, and I'll be capturing things, saving things. So this is a video you may have to pause and look at to kind of see what I'm doing, but I want to capture this so that you can just get a good idea of the flow. Okay, so we've got trusty Bing here. We've got our little owl. That would be a good northwest thing, owl turning his head. But Bing, we've got Yahoo, and we've got Google. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and Bing, do a search, and then I want to go to images. And what I like about, Google is kind of the top dog, and Yahoo's kind of the old school uh, industry kind of, they started it. But what I like about Bing is they have a really nice way of mousing over these images. Um, and I find that all three search engines do a pretty good job with image search. I know keyword search, kind of Google pretty much has that on lock right now. But for image searching, I find Yahoo and Bing to be very compelling. So I find if you want to look for images, you need to really use all three search engines. Let's take a look at Yahoo's offerings. So we can see, Yahoo's got some good stuff as well. And of course, the big dog Google. And you can see how we can do some of this image searching. Now some of you guys may know this, some may not, or may have kind of overlooked it, but this is how we're going to create our mood board. So as I look through for, Northwest Native Art Man, in my mural, I want to kind of deal with man, sun, as far as animals, bear, fish, eagle. I think I want to do something with maybe a hand and feathers, and I want to include stars, water, and maybe clouds in this mural. These are some things that after reading through Chief Seattle's oration, these were things that I pulled out, and I kind of want to get visual imagery for it. So, let me see. Let's go into man. Now, as I look through, I don't see anything that really strikes me. And just going through, now this looks interesting. What I like about this is kind of the face, these eyebrows, the symmetry, very iconic. So let me go through and snag it. And you can see I can go ahead and just capture this. And you can see right here now I've got it. I'm in Snagit, and I've got this image here. So what I want to do now is I just want to continue this process. Okay, so we got something good there as far as a man. I also want to have some imagery with animals, and I want to do something with a bear catching a fish. That's very Seattle. But again, as I look at some of this artwork, I'm kind of struck by some other things that I see. You know, I really like this right here. I like the dark, the black, the way the black is really strong, but you've got that color infusion. So, I'm kind of taking a detour, but I'm going to do a little side step. I want to get that whole image there because that's just, right now it's like I'm bargain shopping visually. I'm just going through and saying, okay, what do I want? So let's go back. You know, I really like this circular here. I like this circular image. I like something about the red down here and the black. So I think I'm gonna snag this. Yeah, I like that. I think there's something I can do. And as I'm doing this, I'm not going to rip these people off, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just take it and use it. I'm using this as kind of a guideline. Like here's the bear catching the fish, that kind of visual storytelling. So we've got, the bear here. I like just kind of the way this flows and the way you can tell what it is, but it's not a realistic representation, it's stylized. This would be great for a mural. This would be fairly easy to project and to kind of create this kind of I guess rhythm in the image. So we were on Yahoo. Let's take a look at Google. Now, you know, with the bird, the eagle, the representation in this culture is very strong. And what I really like about kind of how the way the Northwest Indians, this is nice right here, the way they represent things, it's very iconic. And I think that's what I'm looking for. Like right here, I love this hand image, you know, and these feathers, and you can see the eagle's beak. I really like that beak, that eye, the way we've got these feathers and kind of the way they kind of correlate with a human hand and a tail feather. I think I want to introduce this tail feather, this hand, and I want to use them as opposites within this artwork. So I'm going to go ahead and capture this, snag it. So this is something that I want to incorporate. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but this is something that I want to try to incorporate not only the hands, the tails, the wings, the black outlines, infusion of color, some storytelling with a bear catching a fish. I want to bring in humankind, a man, but I want it to be stylized, not really a man doing anything, but just the representation of a human being. And I like this circular, and I like the red, the color, again, the color infusion with the black. But I also, oddly enough, I like kind of the way these eyebrows work. I like the way these teeth are incorporated. So those are things that I'm going to find a way to put into this mural. And And when you're doing this, you're also going to get sidetracked. You're going to see some imagery that you're like, oh snap, like this eagle. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, that, maybe not for this mural, but maybe for something else or a t-shirt design, something like that. This is pretty tight. Like a man, an eagle, you know. So again, a lot of this stuff is really interesting for you to take a look at. Like I like this image here. Again, I like these kind of draped wings that could be fingers or a foot. Again, the black with the infusion of color. How we have these dark black lines, but we've got action, rhythm, activity. So I'm gonna snag this, capture this. And now I've captured this. So these are things that I want to include in my mood board. And so what I like to do within Snagit is basically, and from here I can play with this size. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to bring in these other images. And what I want to do is I just want to create something that's, this is just for me. This is just for me to have and just for me to be able to play with. I'm trying to grab this, but you can see it's a little touchy there. And again, there's nothing like exact. This isn't an exact science. All we're doing is just positioning this and making sure that we can have this imagery on deck, so to speak. And so we can just look at it as we kind of create our own artwork. Okay, so right here I've got this. This is kind of the mood board I'm going to play with right now. And I want to go ahead and just save this. And this is kind of like our mural mood here. And another thing sometimes I like to do is just, that was transparent, so we can drop that there. You don't really have to do that. That's just kind of something that I do. Right here you can see the tools and effects. So these are some things you can play with, but it's not really a big deal for what we're doing. But right now we've got our mood board. We've isolated our imagery. Okay, we've gone from subject matter to keywords. We've taken our concepts, we've taken those keywords. We've gone into search engines, using Bing, Yahoo, and Google. I think it's important that you use them all. So we've got that in there. And basically what I want to do now is, and that's, again, just show you how. You're using Snagit, and you're using all this in conjunction to just create, your mood board, create what you want, okay? So at this point, we've got our mood board right here. And, we've got it saved.